There you go, folks. Best fisherman in Britain. He's just cast straight into a snag. Now he's got to try and get it out. What an expert. He's so good, isn't he?
Stuck it straight away. As soon as I hit water, little lures like that and a Alright folks, we're in the next peg. We're going to try and catch a massive perch. It's coming towards the end of summer now and finally into September. This summer's proper flown as well. It's like we haven't even really had a summer, to be fair. Weather hasn't been too good, has it? But got a lot of stuff to look forward to, I think, in last month where it's going to be a bit warmer. I'm going to start lure fishing for pike, I think, because this is when I normally start doing it, in September, and then October, start of October, middle of October time, that's when we'll get dead bait rods out. Yeah, still got a month left. I think there's plenty we can do. I want to have a go for chub on river first of all, and then I'll probably give like the method feeder a go on one of the smaller match lakes, which is just behind me. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. I have actually got the pike fishing stuff with me today, so that's what I'm going to be doing, I think, for a few hours, an hour or two, and then I've got work in a bit, so I'll have to go there eventually. But yeah, loads to look forward to. A lot of people, when it comes to pike fishing, don't really, well, some people don't know how to do it, so I'm just going to take you through basic stuff that you use for lure fishing. We've done it a few times pretty basically on the channel, but never on this series, so I'll take you through what basic things you need to use and the essential stuff you've got to use. If you go with some of the stuff that I've got and you don't have any of it, then you'll be snookered, like, if you get one. So take you through rod setup first and what we've got on the business end. So what I like to use is called a bait caster reel, which has got 50-pound Power Pro braid on, and I wouldn't lure fish with pike lures with anything else. They're just so handy, best things to have. And today I'm using my light bait caster rod. I've got a bigger one which I use to cast the bigger lures, but this is just a Abu Garcia Black Max. It's rated up to 45 grams casting, but you can easily cast stuff to 70 grams, no problem. It's just not as good as it would be. But just got, like I say, a 50-pound braid, and I like to use a little buffer bead just above the swivel where you attach the trace, and that ensures, in case if you do wind your line into the end of the rod, that buffer bead stops the swivel going into end eye and breaking it, which I like to use because the amount of times when you're just reeling it in and you forget that you just forget how far out you are. You reel it into end, you can easily snap end of eye on that. So yeah, that's what I use. And then I've got I think it's a 50-pound titanium trace down to a pretty large quick link. I think it's just a Fox one, this, and I think it's about £6 for two, maybe about £8 actually. But they're well worth getting. I've had that on, I don't even know how long, probably 2 years now. And as you can see, it's really straight, no kinks in it at all. So yeah, I like to use them instead of normal wire traces because you end up just throwing them away. I think it's worth the investment. And then business end, I like to use little lures like that, and I might step it up to bigger ones if I feel like it. I think that's just a little Savage Gear paddle tail. It's got a hook on top and a hook on bottom, and yeah, does all business for you. Sinks quite deep as well, and that's pretty good. So that's the rod setup. Then of course I've got my landing net. I wouldn't go pike fishing without a landing net, ever. The amount of times that you'll need it and you won't have one. Yeah, you'll be snookered. That's one of the things. And these, I think, are probably one of the most important things to bring with you. So, forceps, essential. Don't ever go fishing without these. Fishing for pike, never. Then I've got a pair of pliers. You don't really need them if you've got these, but it's nice to have just in case you need, like, say you've got the bigger hooks on these. Sometimes it's hard to get a grip on to right finer end, but these you can get a proper grip on if you've got something where you need to use them. And then also some wire cutters. These also essential. I would never ever go fishing for pike without these. The amount of times you've got to use these, even to cut the hooks out of the fish if they're badly hooked, and you need these, they're essential. Also, if you get an hook in your hand and it's barbed, there's no way you're going to get them out, and if you've got a fish attached to that as well and it's flailing about on your arm, no go. That'll just cut your wire off, or even cut the hook off, and you'll be fine, you'll be free. You can put the fish back in the water and you'll be alright, and you can worry about the hook later on. Also, I've got an hooking mat. Most of the time, if you're experienced, you won't need one of these, because what I normally do is land the fish in the net and then normally just chin the fish. If you can see that it's only just hooked in the lip or whatever, you can normally just chin the fish out of the net and unhook them like that. But if you get one where if you can see that it's badly hooked, get your mat out, put it on there and unhook it properly just so it's safe. A couple of lures, I'll take you through them, what I like to use. So one of my favourite lures is the Savage Gear line through trout. That is a stonking lure, is that? It's one of the best ones I've ever used, to be fair, and it seems to work everywhere. Even little jacks and stuff hit them, which is surprising. You can see it's 20cm lure, that. It's not too small, but yeah, that's definitely one of my favourites. And then I recently bought one of these Westin Tommy the Trouts, but I've been using it and no, I don't yet, so can't really tell you how good that one is. And classic Savage Gear line through pike. They're also very good. I've used them, used the orange version of them as well, which has been pretty successful. But when I first got these, you wouldn't even think they'd work, because all they do is just go like that, and the tail just waggles. That's it. But yeah, they're my three favourite lures that I like to use, and I won't go anywhere without them three. I like to use the more realistic looking stuff. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the stuff that works. But yeah, that's everything you'll need. And also, don't go pike fishing if you've never done it before. You need to go with someone, because it's hardest thing about pike fishing is definitely unhooking. Most of it's probably luck, not going to lie to you. Most of it is just luck and casted on a fish that's hungry. But yeah, you need to go with someone who's done it before, otherwise you will proper struggle on hooking them. So yeah, that's everything. I think I'll get to fishing now, see if I can catch one. And if I don't get one here, I'm going to be shocked. I've got to get one here, haven't I? Surely. Oh. Bye-bye. Oh, unstuck it straight away. As soon as that hit water. Yes. It's only a jack, and it's gone into the reeds. It's come out. Don't jump. Keep the rod low. It's gonna jump. Ah, yes! Blank is over. Finally got one. It's only a micro. But I've got one. Alright. Just gonna do a bit of a thing on how to unhook them. It's going a bit nuts because we've had it in water for a bit, give it time to rest. But it's took the lure quite deep. Yeah, it's quite an easy unhooking actually. Got an hook right next to my finger though, I need to be careful. Don't flick, mate, come on. Might have to go in through the other side if it won't. Alright, let's give it a bit of a rest in water. Well, there we go. Saves a blank for me. It's only a little jack, but it's a nice little fish. Bit of a hard unhooking with that, and it does happen. Just nicked its gill rake as it was going in, so it's bleeding a little bit, but it should be fine. Saves me a blank though, so I'm pretty happy with that. Weird take, it took it literally straight away as soon as it hit water, so we're getting put back. There she goes. Pike's revenge. It's got me a little bit on my hand, but that's what happens. Nice fish though. Wait, what? First cast. That didn't take long. What the hell? How have I got one first cast then? Got one first cast. Nice. There we are. Nice little jack pike. I fished the rest of the lake that day and didn't get anything else. So I came down the next day, used the same tactics but a different lure. Oh, yeah, got one. Feels like a good fish. First cast. No, it's not. Oh, you come on, man. Are you having a laugh?
The fish came off, but then this happened.
Oh, stuck it again. Jesus. Yes! Slammed it, folks, I've got it. Jesus Christ. Absolutely whacked it then in edge. Well, it's taken us all day, but finally got a bite. I think this is probably that one that's been pestering us in this peg. Not a bad fish actually, a bit bigger than I thought. Don't know how big, probably about 4 or 5 pound I reckon. But literally first cast in this peg on line through roach, which is normally not very good. I've got one, I'll just check its mouth for hooks actually, because I've been pestered by this one a few times here. Can't see any, but it's in a good nick and all. Let's get it back in. Oh, bit of a graceful release, but there she goes. It's taken literally all day that, and first cast right down there, slammed it, and then I lost it, comes back, slammed it again right in edge. Pretty sure it was the same fish as well. But yeah, finally, didn't blank today. It's been a bit devastating, wasn't it? Nice.
Next day, I just went onto the canal to do a bit of coarse fishing, try to catch one of the big perch that live in there. I hooked into something big, and to this day, I won't know what it was.
Oh, hey up. That's a big fish. Is it a fish? It is a big fish. Don't know what it is. I think it's a perch. Caught bubbles. Must have been a snag. I didn't get snapped. Oh, what? I got snapped? How did it set up? Didn't even pull it. I don't know. How's it snapped me? There's a fish on straight away. Feels like a decent perch. I don't think it's a giant perch, but it feels like a nice one. Yeah, that's a good perch, is that? Literally straight away, as soon as I dropped it in. It's a nice fish. Absolutely spit out about 12 kilos of bait. Can't believe how much bait it's chucked up. Jesus. Still spitting it out. It's absolutely gorged on all that. I think GoPro's died, so I'll have to. But it's literally spit up. That's a nice perch, is that? It's literally spit up every bit of bait I've thrown in there. It's probably spit up nearly 3/4 of it. So it's definitely eating all that I put in. Chopped worm and maggot. I've never seen out like it. What a nice little perch is that though. Alright folks, here we are on the canal. Going to try and catch a few perch. Big 4-pounder is what we're after, but I'll be happy with all. Got about an hour and a half. Let's see what we can make happen. Let's try and catch some, folks. Been fishing river for 2 hours. It's been rubbish. So come on here. I hadn't actually had a bite today, so if I get a bite, then better than what we've done so far. Let's see what happens. There's a fish on, folks. Little perchy, I think. Yes. First fish of the day. Oh, looks like we've got a bit of a looking situation. You got a discarger up there, Mr. Bobbs. There we go, folks, little micro perch. Swallowed it quite deep, as perch always do. My uncle up there, Bobbs, is tearing canal apart, so I might try it waggler. Get some roach. If I might have one more cast with this. Try and catch a few little micro roach. Let's get cast back out. Try and get another perch, and then a few roach is what I'm going to do, I think. Oh, one's took it as I'm bringing it in. That's quite a nice perch, actually. I think I'll net that one. As soon as I started bringing it in, then it took it. Just about to change to maggots and try them. It's not a bad little perch. Looks like it's somehow swallowed it though. Oh no, looks fallen out, never mind. But it's a nice little fish. Bigger than the first one, and it's the second one of the day. I think I will probably still try maggot though, because it's been a bit dead down there, to be honest. I think there's probably a pike there or something. Thanks for biting, matey. See you later. It's a bit like trotting, this. Going through a bit is canal. Just want a few bites. Come on, little roach. There's one on. Ah, oh, lost it. You thing. First cast though. Not squashed the maggot. It felt like a perch, to be honest. I think it probably was. Seems to be a few fish out there now though. There's another one on. Like another roach. And a decent one at that. Yep. Another beauty roach. Up right in the corner at mouth. Another beautiful fish. Getting back in. I hope a pike don't come in. Right folks, I've snapped my rod. I've still got the fish on. Yeah. There goes my rod. How's that snapped? Oh no, it's just come off. It hasn't snapped. It's alright. It might have snapped. Oh yeah, it snapped. But I got a roach. How did that just break? What? Alright, Well, that puts an end to my waggle fishing for today. What's happened there then? Right, I just had a massive fish on and it snapped my rod, so tactic change I think. I think that'll probably £30 carp, that I reckon. Yep, definitely. Rest in peace to this piece of junk. I've had it about 10 years and it's finally given up on me. Oh well, I think I got my money's worth. Oh well, I'm gonna fish link again now.
A couple of days later, I went back down to the lake, and it's quite sad to say, but this is probably going to be the last time that I did any carp fishing for a few months. I dipped my net and my mat and walked around the lake to decide where to fish. I fished one of my favourite pegs on the lake, and it's probably got one of the best features. It's got a lovely overhanging tree that's in the left corner of the lake, and the carp love to go under it. The other thing I liked about this peg is just how close it was to the car. It's a lot easier to fish when you know your car's only a couple of metres away. I opted to fish one rod under the overhanging tree and one out to the island, which was just in front. I spun some bait out and just left that rod for a while, hoping one of the carp would come in.
There's a fish on. Oh. Yep. Well, folks. Only a little one. Not a bad one. It's only been in about an hour, that. Yes. There you go then. It's only been in about an hour, that, and normally takes about 25 years, so nice one.
Is it a new one?
Yeah. It's a beautiful fish. Oh, thought I got a double run there. Hook's just popped out. I had it resting in net for a bit, so it's going to be a bit lively, but it's a better fish than last time. There she is. Probably a double is that one. It's a beautiful fish. It's a nice scaly one. I reckon it's probably 10-11 pound. Got it just down under the tree on a nice pineapple wafter. Beauty fish. Let's get her put back. What a start. Here for night and I've had one in the first hour. Can't complain with that. Well, before it gets too dark, I didn't think I'd be carp fishing again, to be honest, but the weather recently has definitely warmed up and it's actually been a really nice day, and I've only just come down. I got here 5ish, but within about an hour the rod went off, which is unbelievable, because if you've seen the previous videos you know how bloody hard this place is, and normally you've got to sit here for 2 days to catch one. It was a nice fish as well. It was nice, really dark, well patterned fish. Wasn't the biggest in the lake, but it was bigger than the one I had last time, and it might even have been the one I lost in the last video. It probably wasn't, but could have been. Not sure how the footage is going to turn out because it's so unexpected, and that's when you normally get them, isn't it, when you least expect it. But like I said, I'm here for night and I'm off the mark now, so I don't really care what happens. I can just relax, and if I get another one it'll be a bonus. I've got one rod down in the margin underneath the fallen tree, and the overhanging tree should I say, and then the other rod's out to the island. The other rod that's out to the island I haven't got much faith in, because it's never really done out for me, but might as well, if I can fish 2 rods I might as well fish 2, so that one's just out there, and I'm probably just going to leave it. Might recast it just before it gets dark and rebait, just make sure everything's not tangled, because you never know, there might be some out there. Other than that, the one under the tree, that's the one I've got the most faith in, because I have had a few fish out there before. Rig we're using, most simple lead clip system rig ever. Noddy rig, what I call it. It's any old, anyone can basically set it up. Simplest rig, simplest setup. One pineapple wafter on the hair and a size 6 hook. Seems to do the business here. Every time under that tree I've fished it, I've used these pineapple wafters, and it's worked probably, I don't know, 50% at the time, which is pretty good odds on here. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back now. Hopefully there's a few more down there. I keep seeing a few swim out, so they definitely are under there. So we'll see what happens. Get some more corn and pellets thrown in, I think.
Well, into another fish. About 4 o'clock in the morning. It's the first run I've had at night here. It's only small, but it's fighting really hard. Yes! There we go. Second one. Not bad. Let's get the camera set up. Hook's already fallen out, so that's lucky. But hopefully you can see me. But there she is. Second one of the day. One when I just got here about an hour ago, and then nice little wake up call at about 5 in the morning. It's probably only about £7 or £8, but nice little mirror. There's some scales at the top near its fin, and that's about it. Almost like a leather carp, I suppose, but yeah, happy with that. Worth staying at night for. I think I'll get her put back and bait up, try and get another one. Once again, fallen to the pineapple wafter. So let's get her back in. And there she goes. Down to my other swim. If I get a run on that rod, I think it's probably going to be the same fish. Alright, I'm going to get rebaited and try and get one more. Right, well, I'm just starting to pack up, and I'm shocked to say it's actually been quite a good session on here. I had 2 fish, one about an hour after I got here, and one just into the night. It was about, I think it was about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock-ish. But for the standards of this lake, I'd say that was quite good. That'll probably close carp season off for me. Weather's changed again. It's pretty cold today, and yesterday it was warm, so it's a bit of a weird time of year, but that will probably be it for me. So it's a good session to end on.